welcome back live to the best rugby league stadium, certainly in Australia and probably in the world, Suncorp Stadium here in Brisbane. A half an hour ago I was saying to the guys how they're going to fill this. Now I'm having trouble looking around this stadium and finding a vacant seat. As Melbourne talk about it for the last time, they have formed a dynasty, if you like, of their own, just like Brisbane, since they came along 21 years ago. The two dynasties come together tonight. Melbourne have been minor premiers 3 years in a row, and with the rules and the salary cap and all of that, it's pretty hard to use that word in the modern day. This will be a super game. This will be a sensational Saturday. Let me say that up front. In 11 years, the Storm have qualified 9 times and won the grand final twice. In fact, the Storm and the Broncos have won 4 of the last 10 premierships between them. So commanding and demanding have they been. So the Storm are on their way. 7 of their last 8 games against Brisbane, they have won. The only one they lost was the grand final. Israel Folau has already been spoken about by Andrew Johns. A couple of times he was made to miss Rapati last Sunday. Rookie of the year last year, youngest player ever to play Test football for Australia, won a premiership ring. Take a look at the crowd, Israel, and have a look at the Broncos jumper when they come out. Next year they'll both belong to you. You'll be playing in the line behind that fellow, the number 6, the great Darren Lockyer. 4 times he's been to grand finals, or should I say he's won 4 grand finals along with Tony Carroll. And 6 times Wayne Bennett has been at the helm. Their 17th consecutive final series and their 42nd finals match. Now Carmichael Hunt is 1 try away from being the leading try scorer at Suncorp, and just back on Darren. Darren is playing his 30th finals game tonight and joins an elite group of players including Brad Fittler, Ray Price, Kevin Walters and Norm Pro.
An amazing atmosphere. Great atmosphere tonight at Suncorp. Full house. Shane Hayne will be feeling the nerves as well. And Carmichael Hunt, what a crazy week for Carmichael. I'll give you a tip. Watch his first kick return. He'll blow off some steam.
Shane Hayne checking. There's the whistle. The second semi-final's underway. Who will play Cronulla next weekend? And the first carry of the night for Brisbane is in the hands of Joel Clinton. He plays it inside his own 10-metre line. Innes goes away, has a quick look, gives it to Ben Hannant. And Hannant is tackled in the middle of the ground. Here's Innes now trying to get a penalty. Geyer was falling back, put his arms up. The referee said play on. No disadvantage was created to Brisbane. And Hannant takes his second hit to the 30-metre line. And here's Friday with a strong, inspiring effort. And jumping up off the ground to take him was Jeremy Smith. First kick in the game. Slater covers ground, brings it back to 20, tries to beat them, but they take him back. And Brisbane gaining ground in defence that time from Parker and Wallace. Now for Quinn, runs into a brick wall of Broncos, just outside his own 20-metre line. His wing partner, Turner, gets it away towards the 30-metre line now. So 60 seconds. Just a little bit more gone in the second semi between 2 sides that many people thought would play the grand final. And this crowd tonight in the stadium befitting of a grand final as Cameron Smith hooks it away down towards the 20-metre line.
We see Carmichael just hand the ball up. Steady start by both sides. Melbourne were poor in the ruck area last week against the Warriors. They were blown apart. And I've got to say, in the first set of 6, the Broncos, they look very good early on winning the yardage game.
Just outside the 30-metre line, it's played by Hunt, and here's Hodges. He's playing right side, as he normally does. I was interested to see the matchup, whether or not they put Hodges on Folau. A penalty goes to Brisbane.
I think the change you'll see tonight from the Brisbane Broncos, that they've got a tendency to play to the lateral shift far too often. Out to the right to Tony Carroll off Darren Lockyer, and then behind the second man, normally Carmichael Hunt, out to the left. So we see the Broncos get the penalty. Melbourne holding down Justin Hodges too long. I think Michael Ennis will be the key tonight. He'll try and keep the traffic in and around the play the ball, get fast through the middle. That's what the Warriors did to them. Michael Henderson was great at a dummy half last week. Can the Broncos do it tonight?
So Clinton it is who takes it up just inside the 20-metre line. Big Joel about to play at 9 of the 2006 side here tonight. And Tony Carroll, he was one of them, takes it to within about 7 metres of the line. Up the middle of the park they go. Ben Hannon's in a play there with another forward. And it's Corey Parker who plays the ball almost on the try line. Wallace goes back and Hunt goes away. They're going to score, Broncos. Darius Boyd has picked up the first try. They made it look so simple. They went quickly right to left. They got around Melbourne and Boyd has scored.
Yeah, beautiful play, the Broncos. The ball players executed beautifully. And it was Carmichael Hunt, the man under all the pressure, to deliver the magic pass. Let's have a look at the replay. Beautifully executed by the Broncos. There we go, the ball goes to Wallace. He plays nice and direct to Carmichael, 3-on-2. Beautiful, just strips him short. 4-0 to the Broncos.
And a big welcome to our audiences, our rugby league audiences overseas, watching the telecast by whatever means. Up in the top end, hello to you, to Papua New Guinea, and of course down in New Zealand, more interested tonight than you were probably a week ago. There is the try scorer from the Burleigh Bears club, where he played his junior football and played for the Australian schoolboys in 2005 with Joel Moon prior to debuting the following year with the Broncos. Darius Boyd, who scored a double on debut at Origin level in this year. Lovely try for Brisbane, beautifully engineered. So if Melbourne needed a wake-up, they just got it. A huge injection. This is Brisbane, and they're wanting it. Look at this kick. It's a lovely kick from the sideline. Corey Parker, right smack bang on target.
It was a great start from the Brisbane Broncos, but was off the back of some real creative forward play that allowed the space for this play to unfold with ease. Carmichael Hunt, you'll see, gets plenty of time to make the decision. Melbourne short of numbers because they were all in around the ruck. Michael Ennis, great start to the game. Great work, Brisbane Broncos forwards.
Well, we've got a nice blend of New South Welshman and Queenslanders on the commentary team. I was watching one of them, I won't mention his name in the broadcasting box, but he was riding Darius Boyd over that northern try line.
You're talking about me, Ray?
Thigh day. You're entitled to barrack. I worked with Vorton for quite some time. He was the most emotional of all. Played by Hodges. Here goes this freakish try scorer, Denon Kemp, probably the scorer of the try of the year when we last saw the Broncos. The kick along the ground, bouncing away for Turner, who also entered the Origin arena this year for the first time. Now it's with Slater, a quick pick-up, and they're trying to get the ball away from him. In fact, Ben Hammond is pointing, saying, "We've got the ball, sir." And Haynes says, "No, you haven't, play on." Turner takes it up towards halfway now. Is Melbourne a nocturnal team? Are they a team that prefers to play at night time? 8 of the last 9 at night time they've won. 1 from the last 5 they've won in daylight hours. Here's Folau, stepping across the top of Joel Moon. That is a matchup we must keep our eyes on because Israel is burning after last Sunday against Rapati. The big kick from Cooper Cronk, and what a lovely take. Carmichael Hunt running away, the ball coming over his head, and he takes it out to the 10-metre line.
And that will be a real confidence builder for Carmichael Hunt because Cooper Cronk struck that kick perfectly, floating through the air, flat on the foot. It was drifting left, right. Carmichael Hunt, great work.
Denon Kemp again. Centralising play. 25 away from his own line. The head bandage is on Michael Ennis. The mop of hair is that of Sam Thaiday. And he will play it just outside the 30-metre line. The second semi-final live on the Nine Network. From Brisbane Suncorp Stadium and Hannon, he will play the ball. Also from the Burleigh Bears originally. So he plays the ball, and Ennis it is who goes to the right side for Peter Wallace. Another of the Panthers involved, or former Panthers involved in this match tonight. Mounts with Slater, and he brings it back to the 20-metre line. Again, they take Slater back. They don't want him to get to the ground. They're trying to keep him away from the dirt. Hold him up, force him back. Slow everything down. A little bit of Warriors play coming through there. They did that perfectly last Sunday. Playing the game at their pace, not Melbourne's pace. Here's Turner with the ball now. Centre ground, 35 away from his line. Cameron Smith, short left side, Lima. And, oh, gee, Thaiday is okay. I thought for a moment his head hit the ground very hard and he might not get up. Inglis goes on, and that's Jeremy Smith in the run onside for Hoffman. Smith bound for the Dragons next year with Wayne Bennett to Cooper Cronk, who's played every game, every minute of every game this year, and he kicks it down dead.
We talked about Joel Moon on the far side. Big job marking Israel Folau, but this side, Matty Guy, a little tactical move from Bellamy. Matty Guy was actually on Justin Hodges. He's done a little switch. He's put Matty Guy a 3 in, and he's put Greg Inglis on Hodges. So real battle of the Titans out wide there.
Inside the 30-metre line, Brisbane's end of the ground, repeating the score. An early try for Brisbane at the 3rd minute. A backline raid with Hunt making the extra and Boyd scoring the try to be converted from the sideline, from the eastern side, by Corey Parker. Lockyer goes short and snappy across to Hunt and then short for Hodges. And Hodges is up to the halfway line where he's met and tackled by Greg Inglis. And here's Hunt going away, drawing the defence, giving it to Lockyer right at the precise moment. And then it went back inside for Carroll. The arm is in the air, 5 tackles are gone. It's gone away to Wallace. Wallace is able to get away from the tackle of Michael Crocker. He puts a rolling ball down in towards the corner. Rain starting to increase in velocity now. And down comes to Slater now. Slater comes to Ennis. He beats him. He beats another. He beat Hannon. And eventually was pulled down by Parker. 10 away in front of his own uprights down the Milton Road into the ground. And it'll be a knock-on ordered by Hayne.
No, he's actually awarded the penalty.
Penalty, sorry.
But they needed that, Melbourne, I got to say, early on. We're talking about the off-field dramas with the Broncos. Has it affected them? No way. They've come out blazing. I've never seen the Broncos play so fast. They're winning the play of the ball game at the moment, well and truly.
Here's Lima. The penalty was for markers not direct. Play by Lima then. Rather gingerly, I thought. Here's Brett White from the high country. Andrew Voss is not so much in the high country, but down in the low country at the moment. Yes, mate.
Well, Ray, you mentioned the rain. It's now at its heaviest it's been. It looks like we're going to miss out on the thunder and the lightning, but in these conditions, it's not the sort of conditions you want to be chasing points tonight. And we all know the record of Melbourne when they led at half-time. This year, 14 times they've led at half-time, 14 times they've won. The Broncos want to be in front after 40.
Played by Folau, 30 metres away from the line to Cronk, and there goes that kick again. Very high. Down it's coming towards Kemp, and he took it well. Got a little bit of a block from Hodges. 10 metres away from the Brisbane line. Hodges is the acting half, and he comes to Inglis, and Inglis embraces him and challenges him and puts him down together with the help of Jeff Lima. And then it's a forward hit up for Clinton, getting it out of the red zone, and he'll take it out towards 30. Clinton to play the ball then. Ennis goes out, goes behind Hannon, who gave him a decoy run, picked up Parker. Parker's tackled by Cronk and Jeremy Smith, and Ennis goes away again to the short side for Friday, running very hard up towards halfway. 5 tackles gone then for the Broncos. Playing in front of this almost capacity crowd and playing in front of their coach, who's on his last appearance as coach at Suncorp Stadium. 6-0 in favour of his side, Brisbane.
They're working desperately hard, the Brisbane Broncos, to get up, form a nice line on the kick chase, because that man there on screen, he'll be one of the key men for Melbourne. He'll be looking for tired forwards, tired kick chasers, and he finds them. Put your glasses down, because he can motor Billy Slater, a very dangerous player.
Turner on halfway. Smith a little push away at the back then to Guy. And Guy will play the ball. The elder statesman, 265 games, I think it is, tonight. First grade games, not all for Melbourne. He was with the Perth Reds. Now it's gone on from Inglis away to the first receiver, which is Cronk, and Cronk again pumps it over there very high to the right side, and Brisbane are running these blocks. and getting themselves in position to make it awkward for Melbourne in the chase, and they're getting there legally, they're getting there early.
Just have a look at the Brisbane forwards at the moment. Melbourne have come here with a plan. They've centralised their attack, no sideways ball movement, and although they're behind on the scoreboard, the Brisbane forwards are looking very tight. They're going to have to really dig in tonight if they're going to win this.
There's Carroll. The whistle says the tackle was up around the neck area, and Shane Hayne, of course, would have been alerted to strong criticism of Melbourne, particularly during the last week over the alleged grapple tackle.
I'm with Matty. Around the Broncos forwards, here's the hand up around the neck, but I think it's more Tony Carroll's arm around his own neck. Cameron Smith gave him a helping hand, pardon the pun, but...
Or that big chin of his.
Yeah. It's easy to grapple, let me tell you. But the Broncos forwards are looking tight. They've got to have a consistency of effort across the full 80 minutes here if they're any hope of beating the Storm. Not good.
Knock on here. Melbourne showing their delight. Down on their own 30-metre line. That's where the scrum will pack down. Brisbane just coughing it up. Loose carry is the call.
It's a big one.
It's Clinton.
Let's have a bit of a look up there. It'll be a scrum. That's a big one. I mean, in these conditions, to skip 2 tries clear, that's a big chase for the Storm. Ben would be really disappointed in that one from Joel Clinton.
First time they've played at Suncorp Stadium since round 7, 2007. These two sides. And Slater looked to lose that ball. Touch judge said nothing. Here's Guy. Let's have a quick look at it. Well, no, it's been bumped out by the Broncos, and then he looked to regather without the ball hitting the ground. Here's Inglis stepping free of a tackle from Moon. That's twice Joel has been beaten. Once by Folau, now once by Inglis, as they go left side for Cronk to go short to White. Playing the ball just inside the 30-metre line. Cameron Smith away to the short side. Slater's in from the back. He puts it down for Folau, the big fella, the 19-year-old, gets it back to Michael Crocker, who's brought down on 5. 3 metres from the line. Big torpedo pass to Cronk. He goes out. Jeremy Smith's underneath it. So too, though, is Denon Kemp. It'll be a 20-metre restart for Brisbane. Well done, Denon Kemp.
Yeah, great play, Denon Kemp. Very safe. And a poor kick by Cooper Cronk. He'll be disappointed in that. But I must say, me and Benny were talking about before the Brisbane forwards. Wayne Bennett, he might be thinking about some minute changes. Some of those big guys are doing it real tough at the moment.
So Brisbane, 35 metres away from their own line as the coach has been in, he's always fairly sombre, but he's been in a real sombre mood in every picture we've taken of him tonight.
You can use the word grumpy if you want.
I wouldn't use that about him. He's a good player. I like him, but I think he's probably very emotional.
There's another knock on, and again, Joel Clinton.
His Turner then, a couple of metres on Brisbane side of the halfway, just on the end of the Harvey Norman sign, one of our treasured sponsors in the NRL as we battle for the Telstra Premiership. And Cameron Smith's pass might be held. No, it's not. I thought it might have been called back. It's Brett White who'll play the ball and plays it inside 30. Cameron Smith away to Cooper Cronk. Short then for Michael Crocker, who looked for support, but Cooper was preparing this play. He's with it now, and he's gone to Jeffrey Lima, and Lima's down. 9 away from the Brisbane line. The Broncos 6-0 at the moment. Tackle 5 is with us. Cronk goes to the ground, and it's a try for Slater. I think Billy Slater might have scored. The put down is interesting. Shane Hayne wants to look at it, so do I, so do you. But Slater was first there by a country mile.
Yeah, let's have a look. The Broncos players here, I think they're anticipating the high kick for Folau. They sat back on their heels a little bit. You see him just sit back, create the avenue there for Cooper Cronk to slide it through. Now does Slater get it down? Oh no. No. There's a bubble. I think he loses control on first look.
Carmichael.
No, there's no control there. That'll be a no try.
No try, but you know what you are seeing right here, folks, despite the fact Billy Slater does not ground this ball, is the Melbourne machine clicking into gear. Starting to complete sets, build pressure and get the field position. No try, as expected. We'll come back out to the 20-metre line. But things looking ominous for the Broncos. They're tiring. And Melbourne, they're starting to get excited. Cooper Cronk, pinpoint accuracy, and this man I spoke about earlier, Billy Slater, on the spot.
Michael Ennis then going away to Ashton Sims, who's out there fairly early. Probably Joel Clinton that they've got out of there. They've hooked Joel Clinton out and put Ashton Sims out there.
But it's the same result. Ashton comes up with a mistake. At the moment, the rain's falling down. That ball's very slippery, and Bennett will be disappointed in that. He's replaced Clinton because he was tired. He's come up with the mistakes. Now Sims does the same thing.
And Matty, you know, the thing you cannot give the Melbourne Storm is easy field position, because they're so good at getting it on their own. You start to get ill-disciplined with penalties and start to drop the ball and give them the field position they like. They will hurt you.
Israel at 5/8 for the scrum, which they win. 13 times they've come together, Bellamy and Bennett. Bellamy leads at 8-5. The master and the pupil. Sims is on for Clinton, as I told you. And Jeffrey Lima's taken by Ashton Sims. He stands, I think, 193, Sims, and Folau is taller again. Is Inglis, and it came off the attacker, hit a defender, and that is a knock-on.
Yeah, I think he was just looking for Inglis there on the play, and Jeremy Smith just couldn't resist. He put the hand out. He saw a half gap for himself, and they're trying to put Inglis on Lockyer there. So pressure relief for the Broncos. Broncos have got to find a way to get the other end of the field. If they keep getting cheap possession back to the Melbourne Storm, they're going to get them shortly.
Yeah, that came off the arm of Jeremy Smith. I thought it was Inglis losing it on to Lockyer. But the knock-on was the ball travelling forward, if you like, off the arm of Smith. That was the call from Shane Hayne. And here's Carmichael Hunt pirouetting through the tackle, but eventually taken down by Inglis and White, and also in there was Michael Crocker. Now they go back to Ashton Sims, the former Dragon, South Coast boy, playing it to Justin Hodges, who's won a couple of grand finals, and like everybody out there tonight, will be aching for another visit to ANZ on the first Sunday in October. Here's Michael Ennis. He might have drawn the penalty that he's been working for. He's lost the ball! So it is proving quite slippery. Possession, the ball.
I think he's copped an accidental knee in the head, or a knee in the football. Completely unintentional there from Jeremy Smith, but the knee will come in. The left knee it is. The 14 from the Storm. I think it might get the point of the ball. We saw that in the other angle. Michael Ennis stays down, a little bit disappointed. No broken bones, perhaps a little bit of a break in spirit, because they're making a number of mistakes now, the Broncos. Bad field position. They need to complete sets. That's got to be the basis of what they do for the rest of this half.
Here's Folau again, taking first pass off the scrum, and he plays it on the 40-metre line, Brisbane's end, and White goes up and purposefully puts that big right knee out as the bumper bar. A couple of players have done time for something that looks similar, lifting the knee as they make the final approach to the defence line. Here's Cronk showing it inside, going outside for Crocker, who's doing a lot of attack work tonight. He's been quite conspicuous down that right side. Here's Cronk again, short ball for Lima. They lose the ball. And 10 metres away from their own line are Brisbane in possession. And Ben Hannant has only just picked himself up off the ground. Carroll. If Matt Guy was the elder statesman for Melbourne, then Tony is for Brisbane. And he is planning retirement at the end of maybe tonight. Here's Hodges. 25 away from the Caxton Street end, which Brisbane are defending down on the northern end. And here's Kemp, reminded of the strength and the vigour of Jeffrey Lima. Sims winds it up and takes it away. Hoffman is there in 12 now. Cameron Smith in the tackle. Crocker tries to get to Lockyer before the kick. Lockyer gets it in, and it finds the line at the 30-metre junction.
And while that wasn't execution perfect, the kick from the Broncos skipper, it's exactly what he knew that his team needed. They needed to complete a set. They needed to get to kick. He's put it over the sideline. His big forwards are going to get a bit of a breather. He's got a great sense of timing as the Broncos number 6. Here's the kick, not one of his best.
Yeah, the time's handy though, Benny, as you said. They walk to the scrum, take their time. You can see this game already. The back half of this match is going to be a little man's game. The big guys are really doing it tough. It's torrid in the middle.
This is Inglis under the tackle of Hunt and Hannant, and here's Lima putting a shoulder in, and Michael Ennis accommodates him and puts him down on the 40-metre line. Here's Cameron Smith with a dummy half dart, and Thaiday puts him down firstly, and Sims comes in with the over-the-top tackle. Here's Jeremy Smith, and that's a good tackle by Tony Carroll and Michael Ennis. Sam Thaiday having a little piece of it. Now it's Cameron Smith starting to run more and more from dummy half as the message has gone out, I'm sure, a couple of times. Keep it simple, keep it simple. Breezy conditions. To the right they go, steady as you go to Cronk. He puts it in the air again. Under it, Darius Boyd, successful in the catch. Hit immediately by Turner when he came to ground.
I don't care what you do or who you are, that has got to be one of the most horrible tasks in rugby league, jumping for the high ball knowing Israel Folau shooting through.
Lockyer, throwing a lofted pass, and that was danger.
It's outrageous.
Dennis Kemp eventually cleaning up. Hodges gives it back to Greg Eastwood as both coaches go to the bench and use the interchange. Probably a little bit early in the case of a couple of these players out there, or not out there now, I should say. Played by Carroll, Ennis passes to the 20-metre line, and a big kick by Lockyer going down towards a slipping and sliding Billy Slater. Slater running away towards Turner, puts the big fend on Moon, gives it on the inside for Turner. Turner taken by Wallace. 3 metres on Brisbane side of halfway. The winner to play Cronulla next weekend. Brisbane have a victory over the Sharks. Melbourne, no. And a penalty goes to Melbourne. Penalty to Melbourne against Ashton Sims.
Cameron Smith bleeding in the background there. Melbourne to get good field position. I want to fix Cameron Smith up because that last set they had, he was looking very dangerous at a dummy half.
Benny, you would say that the Melbourne still, the worst part of their play has been their attack in the opposition 20. They've been a little bit out of sorts, not quite as military as they usually are. And this is a really big set of 6 now. Can the Broncos hold out again?
24 minutes of the game gone, and Brisbane 6 points to 0. A try after 3 minutes to Darius Boyd. Here's Smith. He's 8 metres away from the Brisbane line. And whoever did the running repairs on that blood coming from the eye has got the special potion. Here's a chance for Cronk. I think he might have made it. Cooper Cronk, the referee, looks at it and immediately says, let's go upstairs, where Bill Harrigan and Paul Simpkins will review it.
Yeah, and you see Cronk, he races out to the 10. He knows he hasn't got the ball down. He wants to get on with the game. As I said before, this is going to turn into a little man's game because the big guys in the middle are struggling. Struggling already. Only 25 minutes gone.
That was a fantastic run. I think I heard before the game that Cooper Cronk over the 30 metres is actually faster than Billy Slater, which is quite unbelievable. You'll see there, he uses that speed to get across the line, but he's held up. Desperately want to play the ball. They don't want the Broncos big forwards to regroup and get their breath back.
Referee Hayne, I think, admonishing Michael Ennis while the video referee examined the no try from Cooper Cronk. And now we go into it again. As Lima swings it back for Manu. Available for tonight's game. The 4th tackle is gone. Again, they hit the short side. Crocker lost it. The ball went forward, then he raked it back. Slater picks it up, but he's ordered that it's gone forward, and he'll put a scrum down.
And again, the Melbourne Storm just not executing. Not the precision that we usually see from the Storm when they're on the attack. Cameron Smith just jumped out of dummy half. Thought he saw a half hole there for Crocker, and he hit short. Crocker can't control the ball. So a let off for the Broncos again. Now the big task for the Broncos, can they get the ball down the other end of the field? Really struggling the last 15 minutes.
So Peter Wallace working the scrum. 10 away from their try line, and Carroll it is who'll play the ball. 15 out from the line. Wallace goes behind and picks up Nick Kenny as Carroll leaves the field. And how long was he there for? Did they have one too many? He's left the field now. Played by Eastwood. Now it's with Kenny. And Kenny is 35 metres away from the Brisbane line. So Ennis comes away to the short side. Inside the 40. Monster of a kick. And Slater had a foot out and touched it. It's out on the full. That's the rule.
Yeah. Looked a little bit ugly there from Billy. And Michael Ennis just got caught up with his blocker. Yeah, 1 foot out. Good thinking from Bill Slater. And again, the Broncos can't get down the other end of the field. Ennis actually jumped out. I think it was Carmichael Hunt that just got in the way and threw him off. I think Lockie's got to start to take control at the back end of these sets of 6.
That was a huge play from Billy Slater. Under pressure to have the presence of mind to come up with that play, because he's put his side in perfect field position to post their first try.
There's Inglis driving it ahead down to the Brisbane 20-metre line. Folau, some light work on the feet there from Israel. Now he's 15 metres away. Ball played back for a bandaged Cameron Smith. Cronk beat Ennis, who came up too quickly. It's out to Slater. It's on to Matt Guy. Guy gets it away, and in a touch goes Quinn. And we'll take a break and come back at 6-0 Brisbane. Welcome to our audience is taking us through Setanta tonight over in the UK. Scrum 10 metres away from the Brisbane line. Brisbane with the ball. Maybe not in the conventional manner. Did they come away with it from the scrum? Here's Greg Eastwood. And he's unable to be put down, and Denham Kemp flies away from the pass from Greg Eastwood. An unlikely pass, but he was able to do it. And here's a penalty on the back of a good run from Denham Kemp. And they will shoot for touch from 31 metres out. A comment sideline, Wally Lewis.
Well, a very interesting period of the game coming up. Brisbane finally going to get the opportunity to move away from their own line. But I think the big problem for Melbourne at the moment is they're just not showing any patience in attack whatsoever. We've become used to seeing them scoring at every opportunity, but I think they've got to try and forget about going too wide, and especially when they put the kick up, it shouldn't be one of those cross-field chip kicks. It's got to be one that allows their players plenty of time to get underneath and contest the wet football.
Kenny to play the ball, 30 metres out from the Melbourne line. And a strong run from Ashton Sims. Michael Ennis, now for Peter Wallace, now for Darren Lockyer. This is Justin Hodges. Hodges has got Kemp outside him. The ball, though, went off Melbourne as the player attempted to make the tackle.
Yep. Anthony Quinn just turned his toes in and defended outside in, and he just got a hand of the ball. But this is what the Brisbane Broncos do well. They absorb pressure and they counter punch. And now they get another opportunity. What a blow this would be to Melbourne after having all the possession, all the field position. You see Quinn just lose his nerve. Oh, that was close.
So he's deemed to have played the ball, and Wallace feeds it for the Broncos. They go wide to Lockyer. He goes wider to Moon, and Joel Moon to play the ball. 8 metres away from the line, over on the eastern touchline, back for Wallace, now for Parker. Parker fends away from Cameron Smith. He beats Cooper Cronk, and he's put down just inside the 10 by Hoffman. Played for Ennis. Ennis away. A face ball over to Kenny. And Kenny will play the ball under the tackle of Johnson. Now it's come away and gone on to Wallace and gone short then for Moon. And Moon will play the ball 2 metres out from the line. Played back for Darius Boyd, the try scorer. 6-0 in favour of Brisbane. Greg Eastwood as the pivot. It's gone on to Lockyer, gone on to Hodges, gone on to Kemp. And Kemp stops and then goes back in field. He picks up his captain, Lockyer. He beats the tackler. He gets it back to Devon Kemp. And Kemp looks at the line. He bounces over the line. It's a try for Devon Kemp. Oh, Kenny found the try line. Here's a freak of a try scorer. Devon Kemp. 10-0 Broncos.
And what a try. Very similar to the try they scored against the Roosters last week just after half-time. It went through plenty of sets of hands, one side of the field to the other. Wallace will turn around. Look at this ball from Lockyer. What a beauty. Created the extra man. But the Melbourne Storm recover and they force Kemp back on the inside. Here we go. Lockyer back on the inside. Kemp sees the space and Wooshka. Away he goes. Broncos well and truly on top.
Oh, yes. Bit of push and shove involving Billy Slater at the back of the try, but this fellow is bound for the Warriors, and we're all aware of what the Warriors are doing this year. They've made a couple of good purchases for next year, and this bloke is one of them. He'll play outside Brent Tate next year. Denon Kemp is the try scorer. Both the wingers, both of the young wingers have scored for Brisbane. Denon, the 5, off to the Warriors next year. And the way they're playing this year, maybe they don't need any help. But he'll be outside Brent Tate, I would imagine, next season. Wonderful try. Never say die for the kid from Mudgery. And Corey Parker converts. They go to 12-0. Brisbane at home on a greasy pitch, Andrew Johns.
Yeah, I'm sure Craig Bellamy will get a message out to Greg Inglis. Just on his defence, he's giving Justin Hodges too much room. He's too compressed. Justin Hodges, when he gets in the clear, is so hard to stop.
No double movement there. Momentum was still there, well and truly there. And then there was this bit of an altercation, bit of a dust-up. Billy was in the middle of it.
Michael Ennis. Who else? The pest.
So here's Ashton Sims. Didn't David Shillington call him worse than that?
Right.
Started with G.
Oh, boys, the champions are on the ropes. Boy, they're on the ropes at the moment.
You know, the interesting thing that Joey Johns mentioned there about Justin Hodges was something that Newcastle did some weeks ago against the Melbourne Storm. They shifted it to the edges, not to get the line break, but just to get the quick play of the ball. Junior Sow and Adam McDougall did it so well. I'm sure the Broncos will watch the tape and picked it up for tonight's clash.
Lockyer then to that left foot inside the 40, but it's not a 40-20 attempt. It'll go dead. So a few deep breaths for Melbourne as they head back to the 20-metre line for the restart. And there he is, the captain, steering the ship so comfortably as he does.
He's starting to step up, Rabs. The last 10 minutes he's really stepped up. He's picked and choose his moments beautifully.
Blair is on for Melbourne. Turner is with the ball for Melbourne. On their own red line. Quinn for a run. Driven down under the tackle of Kenny and Sims. And this is Manu to the 40-metre line now. Melbourne chasing 12-0. Sounds strange, doesn't it? Melbourne chasing 12 points. They won the only encounter of the year against Brisbane, 28-8. They led comfortably at half-time. Just inside the 10. The clash of the dynasties at the moment is very much with the Wayne Bennett camp of 21 years. Played by Moon. And then the Hunt passes for Sims. It's big, fast, into Hayes, saying, what about that? Now Hodges comes up with a knock-on.
They were furious here, the Broncos. I don't know if they had much cause to argue as hard as they did, but the play of the balls was slow. But on 2 tackles consecutively, 5 or 6 players were in behind the play of the ball screaming, there's the lost ball. Bit of frustration. Have a look at this.
This is what you're talking about here, Ben.
Look at them.
Yeah, the hold down.
Blowing up.
Yep, pull into Shane Hayne. But, boys, 4 minutes to go now before halftime. This is a huge set of 6 for the Broncos. Big set of 6 defensively.
Folau. Off the right foot. Going on the shortest route towards the uprights, which are now 15 away for Manu. He's 10 out now. And Ennis was the tackler with Parker. Smith, second man. Inglis short. Hoffman gets rid of one. Slater was barreled in that play. Now it's played back for Cam Smith. Long ball away. This is Blair. And Blair will play the ball 3 meters out, right in front of the uprights. Smith floats it across to Manu. Drives with those big thighs, but he doesn't make it. 5 gone, says Hayne. Smith goes deep. Inglis puts the kick across. Quinn is flying. Kemp is under it. Quinn puts a bat on it, but it's gone in touch in goal.
Well, I'll be interested to look at the vision here. Justin Hodges, I think it was, will come across and...
He's got to be careful, Hodges. Well, he's got him for shepherding off the ball.
It's blatant.
Yep.
Anthony Quinn takes him out with the left shoulder, then blows up about it. Obviously heard the touch judge was going to complain.
Who, me?
He does that face well, doesn't he? Another set, Broncos.
So Blair with a full head of steam. It's 3 meters away. Cameron Smith wide to Cooper Cronk. He goes again, the little fellow. Over the line once and denied. Looking for a second visit. That's an awful pass made to look better by Cameron Smith to Greg Inglis to Hoffman. Hoffman then gets around one, tackled 7 meters out. A tackle that really had to be made by David Stagg. Now Smith for the line. He's a meter away. That's the line. That's how far he's out. Inglis back to Cronk, puts a kick in, and it's Wallace. Wallace is into pasture, gets it away, and backing up was Ennis. Michael was tackled on halfway, sent it round by Guy. This is Moon. So they switched it off. They switched off another attack from Melbourne. Hodges going to ground, passing, accepted by Eastwood. 12-0, 38 and a quarter minutes gone in the semi-final from Brisbane. 2 tries to Brisbane by their wingers at the 3rd and 31st minutes. Played by David Stagg, played back to Michael Ennis, gone through Darren Lockyer, gone to Peter Wallace, inside ball forward to Hunt. It's a hard ball to pass. It's a hard thing to do.
Well, Broncos, if they win this game, it'll be the defensive effort in the first half. They have absorbed so much pressure. Yeah, a little forward pass there, a little half-metre pass that's drifted forward from Peter Wallace. Amazing defensive display from the Broncos. I think they're best of the year so far. And as per usual, come September comes the best of the Broncos.
This is the online defence of Brisbane. Perfectly exhibited. 12-0 they lead. Folau is with the ball, 25 out from his own line. 13 of the players in the contest tonight, born in Queensland. 22 of them in total have played Origin. Here's Cameron Smith with the ball, and between them, the 34 provide 149 Origin appearances. So it's a top quality game. Many Australian caps out there as well. Cameron Smith going back to Matt Geyer. Some wonderful rugby league players will exit tonight. Geyer to retire, Carroll to retire, turnover ordered. And it will be taken some 10 seconds away from the half-time break by one of the try scorers, Denon Kemp. That's in fact if they do restart. Yes, they are. And Hunt just shoulders up, takes the tackle, and he'll be a long time, I would imagine, getting up to play the ball. With the timepiece going through the electronic device, sounds the siren, the hooter blasting across Suncorp in front of a cheerful crowd. A crowd that is almost ready to celebrate another visit, well, to the penultimate, can I put it, with Cronulla waiting to take on the winner of this. Bellamy's got some work to do. Welcome back to Suncorp on this Saturday night, the second semi-final. We chip away at those that contend to be the champions of 2008. Melbourne, the defending premiers, 3 times in a row, the minor premiers, playing catch-ups at the moment. They're down 12-0. The only time they've come from behind at half-time this year was against Canberra in round 6. They trailed by the same amount of points. It was 16-4 at half-time. They won 23-16. But they've trailed 8 times for just the 1 win. Brisbane on their way back. But it is Melbourne. It is Melbourne with some superstar footballers, Andrew. Superstar footballers. A couple of things happened in that first half that I just wanted to embellish on a little bit. Billy Slater, foot over the sideline or on the sideline. Somebody, in fact, I think Darren Lockyer questioned Shane Hayne about, doesn't he have to catch it? No, he only has to touch it. And I think he put a rule together on Michael Crocker at one stage for intentionally knocking the ball forward. He claimed that he gained an advantage in doing so and put a scrum down. And I think you'll find on both occasions Shane Hayne, I don't think Shane Hayne did get it right. But you don't have to catch the ball if you've got a foot on the sideline, you simply have to touch it. So here is play, just resuming, second half, and it's Antonio Kaufusi to the 30-metre line. Not a name that you necessarily associate too much with rugby league, Antonio, but let's pay him his due respect. It is Antonio Kaufusi. As it goes away to Cooper Cronk, and the little atom, the number 7 from Melbourne. As I said, he's played every game, every minute of every game this year. But he's in one hell of a dogfight here. And Denon Kemp, who has scored another freak of a try, is put away there by Dallas Johnson. He mightn't get mentioned all that much, but believe me, he's in just about every second tackle that is made. Ennis goes back behind a decoy to pick up Kenny, and he's forced back inside the 40-metre line. They're defending the Milton Road end of the ground for the second half of Brisbane. They're running towards one of the favourite streets in Brisbane for many people, Caxton Street, which will be heavily populated after this if they happen to win. Hodges around the corner ball, and I thought for a moment Lockyer was held away from the ball.
Well, in the second half, 1-0 Hodges over Inglis. You watch this little move. Hodges gets an out ball, and Inglis just misreads the situation, comes up, and Hodges burned him. He just clipped an ankle. But he was put there, Greg Inglis, to mark Hodges, and at the moment, Hodges has got a clear points decision.
Yeah, the claim there from Hodges and Lockyer was that the ball was touched by an opposing player, and that's why Darren Lockyer couldn't get a catch on it. Here's Michael Crocker. Andrew John, sideline.
Yeah, for Melbourne to get back in the game, they need to score first. They might need an act of brilliance, and it's that man, Greg Inglis. He saw a little ball in the first half. He needs to go and look for it.
Kaufusi almost to the halfway line. Cameron Smith short into the possession of Adam Blair. Put on the merry-go-round and put down by Eastwood. 42 out from the line. Cameron Smith chips it over into the corner. Back there quickly is Kemp. Kemp, will he get it back? I don't know that he got it back and stayed back. The referee has said yes. Field of play, play the ball. So it's played by Kemp and passed by Hunt, and it's gone to Hodges. And Justin Hodges to play the ball. Kenny is with it. Crocker taking him to ground. One of the personalities leaving the Storm is Michael Crocker. Distinguished career. Wonderful career with Melbourne. He's almost been like a lucky charm as Eastwood's pass goes adrift. Scooped up and play on as the order. Lockyer to Hodges. Hodges is with the ball. Tackle count has restarted. 38 away from the Brisbane line. Kemp, a nothing play. Guile, front marker making the tackle. That's fairly rare without being penalised. Eastwood, up the middle he goes. He doesn't probably have the build of a modern day footballer, Greg, but he gets over the ground and through the rubble. Stagg is with it. 38 metres away from the line. Brisbane 2 converted tries. Melbourne 0. Hunt out of a tackle and then eventually succumbing to that tackle of Turner. Wallace acting half, doesn't muck about. He passes to Kenny and Kenny is picked up, driven onto his back and down by Blair over the top of Johnson. Ennis to the right side. Lockyer to the left foot. High into the corner. Down at the northeastern end. And Quinn didn't have a lot of pressure. And he's tackled and then they tried to force him back into the in goal. And he's brought a penalty.
Yeah, he's picked him up for a little second effort there. It's a let-off for the Storm because the Broncos, a great set of 6, really peppered them with their attack. And it was a fantastic kick. And just a little second effort there from Lockyer. Will surrender about 20 metres.
Tap. 25 away from their own line. Well, we've looked upon this side as being one of the really great sides. We've talked about how good they are. This is probably their biggest test ever, giving Brisbane a 12-point start. 35 minutes to go, playing in Brisbane's backyard in front of about 52,000 people, mainly barracking for Brisbane. Here they are, the Melburnians along the right side. Folau for Crocker. Crocker will score. Just as we appealed for something special, they provide it. Folau right side, backing up is Crocker, and Crocker gets the first try of the night for the Premiers.
And it was firstly a nice play by Cronk, and then they created the play for Israel Folau on Joel Moon. Just look at the play from Cronk on the inside firstly. A little bit of finesse. Durant put the defence and pull him out of shape. Looks in, then plays out, goes behind to Slater from a hidden position. And now Folau on Moon. They need to exploit this more. He brushes past him and back on the inside to Michael Crocker. And Michael Crocker nearly does the Michael Witt here. Loses sight and boom. Gets the ball down. Champions back in it.
What about the example set there by Darren Lockyer? He was not prepared at any time to concede an easy try to Melbourne or Michael Crocker. He fought it out to the final blade of grass. Wonderful example of the champion that he is. This time he failed, but he tried. Well, there he is, Michael Crocker, the try scorer for Melbourne. Here's the conversion attempt for Cameron Smith. Spot on. 12-6. Game on again.
And while Melbourne have got a plan, and this is probably part of it, the thing that broke open the Broncos' defensive line was a little bit of individual brilliance. Israel Folau, footwork, a bit of speed, back inside of this man, who I think has been Melbourne's best, both in attack and defence. If you get a little bit from Greg Inglis, what Israel Folau just showed, Melbourne are back in the game.
So Brisbane now trying to contain Melbourne inside the 30-metre area. Smith, a couple of paces out. There was a little knock on in the play the ball, I fancy. Hayne is taking it back to pack a scrum.
Yeah, Melbourne had their tails in the air then, making good yardage. And a little knock on, a little bobble from Anthony Quinn has halted that little bit of momentum.
Gee, that looks like a tough call. Let's go to the sideline and get a comment from the King. Yes, Wally?
Well, very interesting to see Israel Folau get hold of the ball there. Very determined to make up for what he called a pretty ordinary performance last week. Stood up, did some pretty good work, and also got the hook for Joel Moon, who was replaced immediately after the try.
Tony Carroll unceremoniously put to ground by Billy Slater, and then he got up. Tony complaining about the way he was rolled over and put to the ground on his back. Not one for complaining all that much, Tony. Doesn't ask for any quarter. Now it's gone away. Look at this lofted ball taking its time to get to Lockyer. Didn't take long to get to Hunt, and Carmichael is tackled 8 metres away from the line. They're leading by 6. Brisbane looking to strike back again. Oh, intercept attempt by Inglis gives them 6 more tackles. And Peter Wallace knew that, didn't chance the pass. Ennis goes to the short side. Parker tries to step off his left foot, and he's put down by Kufusi. Played back to David Stagg. Now to Peter Wallace, and he's wrapped up by Cameron Smith. And also in the tackle is Dallas Johnson. Pass by Ennis, right side Lockyer, short ball, Carroll, 3 metres out from the line. Brisbane, they were enjoying a 12-point buffer. It's down to 6, now they're trying to take it back to where they came from. Wallace away, Stagg on, Boyd looking for 2, Boyd backing and putting the ball down. I think Boyd's got it over. Haynes not as confident.
Check grounding first, mate.
Well, if he wants to check the grounding first.
If he gets there, it's an amazing effort. He's beat 3 or 4 defenders in a phone box. Let's have a look at it again. Nice ball movement, and
that looks short. There might be a hint now of a double play. You'd need the side-on shot.
I think his momentum will get him across the line. It's just whether or not he grounds it on the second try.
Here's the shot now.
See, I disagree. I think the ball has come down short, it's wrapped in the arm, and then you'll notice the arm promotes the football in what to me looks like a second effort. There it is there. Now, what's the arm? It makes an attempt to promote the football.
I think it's almost knocked by the Melbourne Storm player's knee that will come in.
I don't think he gets it down. Boys on the second effort anyway.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and as you can hear from the commentary, there's a variation of opinion. It'll come down to Bill Harrigan and Paul Simpkins, 2 of our senior men. What are they going to do? Ref's call, and Hayne is saying held up. Held up.
I think it's the right call. I think it's the right call too. He got that right. Broncos on the attack again, 10 metres out.
So, Brisbane immediately deep to Wallace. Oh, hang on a moment. What's happened there between Lockyer and Carroll? He's ordered the ball has gone forward. It might have even been accidental offside. In fact, I'm sure it's accidental offside. Well, the 2 veterans, they got 8 grand final rings between them, have been involved in a moment of embarrassment.
Looking at each other there.
Who was at fault here?
That won't be.
What about scissors, paper, rock?
Yes.
Let's work it out that way.
Work for Brett Stewart.
So, isn't it lovely if you're only a duffer to see a couple of champions messing it up? Maybe not if you follow Brisbane. Now from Cooper Cronk, it's gone on to Kafusi. And Kafusi will play the ball. 40 metres out from the Melbourne line. Now from Cronk, and it's gone to Crocker. I just wonder, would a moment like that embarrassing moment, I wonder would that come back as a turning point in this game? They're only down by 6. What was to be attack for Brisbane now is being turned into defence as Geyer is reminded that maybe retirement's not a bad place to be. The kick is down the ground, lollying around there, and it's picked up now by Darius Boyd. Bill Harrigan said to the referee, it looks held up, I'll leave it to you. It's like a maze, isn't it? It looks like it's held up, but I'll leave it to you. So why did we go back up there?
It's a loaded suggestion.
It is indeed, a labyrinth. As it comes away to Kenny now. 35 metres out from his own line. What a surname to carry. Or to live up to, I guess, in this area of our community. Eastwood to play the ball now. Centre of the ground, almost on the halfway. Lockyer goes up on the right side, and Hunt is tackled by Johnson. Was he a player not in possession of the football? That's not the way it's going to go.
But that's the sort of play that's going to work for both sides. Rapid fire, short, punchy play, straight over the advantage line against the big guys. Unlucky.
Look at that man around the legs. Dallas Johnson.
Who else?
They're arguing between themselves. Maybe tackle without the ball. That's definitely not the case. But Dallas Johnson, he is a warrior. Will trail from the inside in defence all night long.
Here's Israel.
And I must say, Rabs, your man Antonio Kafusi has made a big difference to the Storm in the second half.
Turner. Ewan. Other commentators have a fancy to associate me with certain players who don't even know me. Here's Kafusi ducking under a tackle. I'm glad that he did, because he would have had a headache. Now Cameron Smith. It's a checkered passage for the captain, but he's tackled 18 metres away from the line. Here come the minor premiers. Here come the defending premiers. Manu will play it. 7 away. 5 tackles gone. Decoys right side. They go to the short side. And it's been batted back in. It's been batted back in. It's been forced by Inglis. Don't tell me this is a try. If it has, it's been batted back in twice.
It's a try. I'm going to go out the limb right here and say it's a try.
Well, this is one for the ages. If this is a try, they'll show this over and over and over again. Inglis, well, the way they celebrate it, you think it is going to be a try. I think the Crocker one's no problem. The grubber through, it looked like it was going to be too deep.
Was he onside for a start?
Yeah, I think he's fine.
Inglis okay, you say?
It's Geyer who knocks it back. That's fine. No, now, Quinn. That's fine. Now the put down.
It looks fine as well. We are looking... yes! We are looking at an historic rugby league try. This is the kid in the centenary test who did something as he dived into the MA Noble stand.
Well, you may be right, Raps. Is he just slightly offside?
I think he's got 2 feet in front of the kicker. Here we go. That's... Look, it's inches, but if they're going to play it by the rule book, this is outstanding rugby league, and they're still looking at the batbacks.
Well, they've gone back. They've gone away from this possible offside.
Well, Quinn's enjoyed it so much he's jumped into the crowd.
I think that's an exaggeration. I think the poor devil has had a heavy contact with the fence. Here's Inglis. There's the put down. I've got a feeling Harrigan and Simpkins are going to go. Now they've gone back to it again. They are checking offside.
He's offside there, isn't he?
Well, I asked the question earlier and I heard somebody say, no, he looks okay. Now, have another look.
He does. He looks just a step offside.
What a job right here for the video ref to rule on this. What could be one of the greats in finals football. It's come down to centimetres. Is Greg Inglis offside? Look, I think on that vision he does look in front of Cameron Smith.
Does Smith? I'm not going to buy into it. I was going to say after Smith kicks the ball, this with his next step put Inglis back onside.
See, there was a rule changed in relation to front foot, back foot, in relation to offside. No try penalty! They've ruled Inglis offside. Well, I've got to say, what a tragedy, because that, right there, here tonight, was an historic event had it been a try. Now it just sails off into the ether.
Well, we'll be able to show it and just say, imagine if.
What could have been? What a couple of nights in rugby league. A penalty try last night over in New Zealand. And now we see this taken out of the hands of the Melbourne Storm by our video referee. I think even the fans here wearing Broncos jerseys love to watch that kind of footy.
So Ben Hannah, the funny part about it, well, not the funny part about it, one of the shameful parts about it is that Hodges, if he was centimetres offside, he immediately is accommodated by two Bronco defenders. So his passage is automatically impeded. And then, because he was in front of the kicker, they've put the rule book to its total application. Seems cruel, seems unfair. And in this case, we've been robbed of a lovely piece of footage to be played over and over again. Here's Inglis confronted by Lockyer. Slater. And now for Manu. Can Slater find some magic? He has. Oh, Blair!
Oh, shot! Wow.
Well, it was a shot, but poor old Blair, he had no protection. All he wanted to do was protect the football.
All's fair in these contests. Look at this. Benny Hannett, Wooshka, and Nick Kenny.
So here's the ball going down to the southern end of the ground. I thought they had a copyright on Wooshka. It seems it's gone. Here's Boyd, bundled down by Smith, the captain. Play back to Stagg. Smith working overtime. Stagg beats him. Then he goes underneath Blair, runs into the shin bone of Crocker.
Wow.
Now they appeal for slowing the play down unnecessarily. Not the first appeal from Brisbane, I might add.
Not that one. Not that one. He's got him high, and the Broncos come rushing in. This contest has really come to life.
Crocker prominent in the dealings in there with Sam Thaiday. Kemp is on the bottom of it. They're picking him up. They almost forgot about Denon Kemp.
He's got blood coming from the mouth, Denon Kemp.
Crocker got him. Left hand, left wrist. Oh, gee, the captain's gone in with an awkward-looking tackle as well. So now the protectors come in. They assemble over him. Crocker and Thaiday don't like it. Look at poor old Denon Kemp. He's still lying under there. They're trampling on him now.
They're tap dancing on him.
It's a wonderful game. The victim is lying there. We're arguing and trampling over the top of him.
Pretty to watch.
The last set, didn't Michael Ennis have the same sort of tackle, mate?
Not at all.
Cameron Smith calling on his oratory powers now. Michael Ennis didn't he do something similar, sir? Anyway, Brisbane get the penalty. Probably 95% of the crowd agree totally.
Now, Brisbane haven't attacked well in this second half yet, but a try here would go a long way to winning this contest.
Sam taken low by Johnson and then throttled down by White. Just outside the 20-metre line. Ball played by Ennis. Wallace goes away to Kenny. And this bloke is improving every time he goes round, Nick Kenny, as they prepare for the next batch, and it goes to Wallace and goes to Hunt. He slides away from one, but Crocker's there. What a game is he having? Michael Crocker. Stagg is the 14. Here's the ball away to Wallace. Evading as much as he can. Smith, Lockyer, quick. Hodges on the right side. Hodges pulled down 3 metres away, diagonally from the corner post. Oh! It's gone over the sideline from the play the ball. It'll be a one.
Now, this is a tough job to mark up on this man, Justin Hodges. But what a battle out there on the right side. Hodges up against Inglis. He gets plenty of space in this movement. Justin Hodges shaping for the right foot, and Greg Inglis will just shadow him towards the sideline. Great bit of defensive work, and then in the play the ball, a loose carry, straight over the sideline. Pressure's off.
And Benny Inglis, he was very subdued in the first half, but he's come to life right when they need him.
The fair chance he would have copped the spray from our man Bellyache, no doubt.
So 58 minutes of the game gone. And we're looking at a scoreboard of 12-6 in favour of Brisbane. The 2006 premiers. And that's a don't argue from Lima, I fancy, on Hodges, who came in awkwardly. This is Manu. And Sika Manu is put away. Played for Smith to go to Lima, ran into Ennis.
Boy, oh boy, they're just queuing up. It's on.
Melbourne still chasing Brisbane, trying to chase them down. This is going dead.
Yeah, this is really, they've really muscled up both these sides. We see this. Oh, it's fat. And Michael Ennis, the pest, says, get that India. They're swarming at the moment, the Broncos. And I can tell you now, Semi Thido hitting the ball up. These next couple of hit-ups are going to be tough yards for the Broncos because I think the Storm want a return serve, and here we go.
So the Broncos swarming in. Punches are going left, right and centre now. The Broncos, their patience has run out. They've complained, they've protested. Now they try to deal out some of their own justice. Or justice in their eyes. Quelled fairly quickly.
Fair to say some of this has been building over the entirety of the season. A lot of coaches and players angry with the way the Storm wrestle in the tackle, attack the head. This is the incident.
Is that the chicken? Is that the chicken?
Cameron Smith's around the head. Jeremy Smith's around the arm. And fair to say that's almost a double whammy, and the Broncos players, they are just not happy at all.
Well, the Broncos players have decided they're going to take it into their own hands. Let's have a listen to the touch judges and the referee here. This will be telling.
Got the initial one.
Number 10 from Melbourne. Actually held the player by the neck, holding him back. There's no need for it, just the caution.
Okay.
I'd like Michael Crocker, mate.
Cameron. Bring number 10. Number 10. 11. Cameron.
They know who they want here, either Brett White or Michael Crocker.
They want Crocker, but he's called 10. Just a little mistake from our touchy. There we go.
Well, the two Smiths were in the tackle, Jeremy and Cameron.
Just listen.
Yeah,
And I need you to listen.
Yeah, sweet. My reports against this player was holding a player back, but around the neck.
Okay.
In the scuffle. No punches were thrown, but had him around the neck.
Yep. It doesn't matter. Don't come in around the head. Away you go. Away you go. Don't come in.
My reports against this player, the initial melee's come up, he's come in and attacked the head of another player. Opposite player.
Michael, I had a chat to you early on the run, okay, for the same instance, okay? Don't come running in, okay? Don't come in. Don't care, you don't go around to the head. Away you go.
Is that any report? They're running in, mate?
The penalty's going against you, okay, for the initial contact around the head. If I see any more, okay, I want you to go back and tell your team, any more around the head or neck area, okay, blokes may sit down, okay?
Is that first contact?
Yeah, and second contact, okay? Don't go to the head.
All right, mate, that's sweet.
Well, there we go. It's still plenty of fire in this contest. The Broncos come up with a penalty.
Who is going to take this first run?
I was going to say, Benny, who's going to be the brave soul to take, as they say, the hard yards, and they will be.
Well, they'll probably have the number of a prop forward on him.
Send the winger in.
I don't think that'll be happening. Here comes one. Here comes Ben Hennett. He's the man. There's the sacrificial lamb. But look, it's been getting talked about. It's been getting a lot of press, and at this time of the year, it's highlighted and highlighted again. But you've seen it pretty much exhibited here tonight. Around the neck. I'm sure I was looking at what they call the chicken and Friday. Now there's a Bronco down in back play, and Sam Friday is pointing and still pointing and refusing to take any part at the moment. He wants to register a complaint that Lockyer knocks on.
They may have a look at it now. They are. The touch judge come in on. One of the Storm forwards just picks up Michael Ennis a little bit late. Ennis had let go of the ball, but he let him have it anyway.
Number 8.
Back again.
Number 8.
And this is really silly stuff.
It's called out Jeffrey Lima.
Ball's gone, the players in him late.
Okay. I gave a tip up there, even though they were against the head. This is ill discipline. Okay, you're going to sit for 10. Where you go?
Lima has been sin binned.
Well, Lima had plenty of warnings. There have been a number of warnings from Shane Hayne, and he just pushed it too far. Now what this means, the Broncos will take 2 points here and make it an 8-point split, and with 20 to go, that's a big chase, particularly the way the Broncos are defending.
Look, I mean, it's been coming. The referee's taken action. Here we'll see Michael Ennis taken off the ball, and that's...
Well, on second look.
Look, it's a bit of gamesmanship there. Craig Bellamy, the coach, he knows it. I think most of the Melbourne Storm know it, and there's 50,400 odd people here at Suncorp Stadium.
Yeah, but Bellamy will be disappointed in the decision, but he'd be disappointed in Lima. As I said, they've had a number of warnings, and he's just pushed the envelope. And now they're giving away 2 points, and it's a big 2 points in the context of this contest.
So Corey Parker will write the postscript to the last couple of minutes as we have brawled our way down the ground. 2 points. Brisbane 14, Storm 6. Andrew, sideline.
Well, Michael Ennis was the villain of the Melbourne team back in round 4 when these sides clashed earlier this year. Incident there where he claimed he was the victim of a chicken wing tackle. We caught him on camera winking at teammates. He certainly got under the skin of the Melbourne Storm players again tonight.
So the trouble is getting deeper. For Melbourne, the ball comes ricocheting out of the tackle. Wallace is taken by White.
And guess who did the hit? Crocker.
Friday, head down, barging to the 20-metre line, his own end. Sickened by the tackle, or hurt in the tackle. Oh, Kenny! On the end of a Crocker and White sandwich. Now for Ben Hannon, it's your turn, Ben. He's put away inside 30. So back to Lockyer. Thaida's in a lot of trouble in back play. A running catch by Billy Slater. Outside the 40 using Anthony Quinn. And Quinn is bent over by Corey Parker's tackle over the top of Michael Ennis. Quinn plays it for Turner now. Turner is hammered and put down almost on halfway by Ben Hannon. Now it's with Michael Crocker and Wallace and Hannah combined to put him away. He's like a magnet, Michael Crocker.
Shut up!
Every time he gets the football, they're after him. He doesn't mind playing it tough. He doesn't mind what you give him back. It's tit for tat with him. Here's Folau, fending on the left side. Just outside the 10. Can Melbourne come back? High pass onto Cronk. He puts the kick up. They try and block for Slater. Billy Slater over the line. I think it might be given without investigation. It's a try for Slater. Oh, they tried to block, but they did one thing. They took their eyes off see you later.
Yeah, he found a way to to get there. Billy Slater and the Storm are back in it. Cooper Cronk, a bad pass to dummy half, but he recovers his composure. And look at this. They tie him up, but he finds the way to get there. Storm back in the contest.
Well, I made mention of it earlier. Will he produce some of the magic? Cameron Smith converted. Just come back and replay that for our audience here in Australia. Try Slater. Well, we asked for magic. We asked for the special. Smith converts the Slater try. That happened just a couple of seconds ago. The restart has taken place, and Melbourne with 12 men inside the 20-metre line with Greg Inglis.
And Wayne Bennett's got a big decision to make with David Stagg. He dragged Joel Moon off because Folau left him high and dry. He's put Stagg on Folau, and it's a mismatch.
Here's Cameron Smith. It's 14-12. It's back on again. Now Slater along the halfway, looking for Folau. Folau held by Darius Boyd and Peter Wallace. Just inches into Brisbane territory. Here's Brett White taken by Hammond. Kenny over the top. Smith goes back, short side for Cronk. Cronk, a stabbing kick in behind Boyd. Boyd comes to Cronk, comes to Slater, and he'll play the ball 7 metres out from his line. Here's Carmichael Hunt tackled now. The comment from the sideline with Wally Lewis.
Yeah, the Storm have certainly upped the tempo of the game. They want to increase the pace as much as they can to try and make life a little bit tough for the Broncos as they move away from their line. But it is quite obvious that the Storm at the moment are concentrating their attack on the right side. Get it out to Israel Folau.
6 more tackles ruled for the Brisbane Broncos. Melbourne coming in contact with an attempted pass by the Broncos.
They didn't need that, the Storm. They controlled that set very well.
Lockyer goes to the right side for Tony Carroll. And Carroll tackled by Matty Geyer and Dallas Johnson. Now from Lockyer, it's gone left side for Greg Eastwood. And Eastwood just trundles it a few more metres down into Melbourne's area. Brisbane then to Lockyer. Now to Hodges. Oh, well caught out there by Denon Kemp. He'd almost overrun it, reached back, pulled it in. Now he'll play the ball on tackle 3. 25 away from the line. They've got a 2-point lead now, Brisbane. Slowly but surely, Melbourne are chipping away. Brisbane attack, 17 out, middle ground. Wallace showed it once to Sims, went second time to the kamikaze. Here is Hunt, and he's reeled down by Melbourne's tackle. That of Cronk and Folau. Staggered acting half in 14, Wallace in 7. Right foot kick for the jump for Hodges. No, Inglis was the man that came down with it. Slater there for Quinn, and he runs into Sims, and Ashton puts him down inside 20. The winner to play Cronulla. New Zealand to play Manly. Friday and Saturday of next week, you'll see them both live and exclusively live on the 9 network. Melbourne to the right side for Jeremy Smith, a reel and a run, and he's tackled right in the middle of the ground. And the tackle was from Michael Ennis. Now it's gone on to Cooper Cronk's right foot. He keeps it on the ground, it skims down and around towards Carmichael Hunt. He looks up, he finds Darius Boyd's the only option and takes the tackle.
And look at the tight players from both sides. The Sharkies, if you're sitting back in the Shire watching this, say, come on, extra time, golden point. They'd be loving it.
Played by Kemp and run by Stagg and tackled by Smith and played outside the 20 back for Parker. And Parker again tackled by Cameron Smith, the captain, leading the chase, leading the tackles, doing just about everything he can do. Now it's with Hodges. He's tackled out there by Matty Geyer. Now it's away for Lockyer, and he stabs it down. It looks good. It's from inside the 40. Where did it cross it? Outside the 20.
Just short. Oh, a metre short.
20 from Lockyer.
Looking for a big play from their champion. Nearly produced it.
You've got to stand and applaud the effort from the Storm here with 12 men. Getting out of their own end. That last set they had, as we see the kick here from the Broncos skipper goes oh so close, was near perfect.
And Benny, it was the footwork from Jeremy Smith. As I said before, the big guys in the middle of the park are labouring. They're doing it really tough. This contest is going to be ripped open by Carmichael Hunt, a Lockyer, a Slater, an Inglis.
I reckon Slater's looking ominous.
14 to 12.
He's looming.
2 points the margin in favour of Brisbane, who many people thought stole the grand final of 2006 from Melbourne. Melbourne still unforgiving. Then they came back and then they won their own title. Now they want to defend it. They want the chance to defend it. Brisbane want to take it back there and do it again for Wayne Bennett. It's a wonderful scenario. And then I look at some of these veterans. Tony Carroll says, I'm retiring. Matt Geyer says, I'm retiring. One of them has got to go tonight. Lima has got to get himself back on the park. He's in the bin. Now it's gone off the boot of Cronk and gone down, but hang on a moment. Knock on, is it?
Knock on. And they didn't need that, the Storm. To store Jeff Lima there on the sidelines. We see Dallas Johnson in a dummy half. Little knock forward. What do you reckon the last 10 minutes of this game is going to be like for Jeff Lima? You reckon he'll go hard?
Yep.
I think he will be that fired up. Ready to do something. You can't use those words on TV.
Play by Sims on halfway.
Gordon Ramsay does.
They go for a short side play. Hodges is with it. And he'll play the ball for Michael Ennis. He's been involved in just about every argument that there's been out there tonight. Michael, bulldog bound. Ben Hannon, here's Lockyer taking Carroll with him on the right side. And Eastwood was on his left, but it's gone to ground.
Again, Lockyer flying over the advantage line, creating problems. And he just pushed the puck. Look, he's disappointed in himself there. A repeat set of 6 at the end of that would have put the Storm under a lot of pressure, chewed up the clock and their petrol tank. Look at this. Speed over the advantage line against tiring forwards. You can't beat it. Oh, and a close support. If Eastwood's there a step quicker, he's through. Look at that. Come on.
This is a dogfight, isn't it?
I don't know about a dogfight, but it's been highly entertaining. I haven't been to a dogfight that was entertaining, but this is a wonderful encounter. It's as tough as they come. Brisbane came through a toughie the other night. It was a bone-jarring game against the Roosters, which seems like an age ago. But a wonderful preparation for this one tonight. Lima will play the ball right on halfway. Smith goes short. Kafusi up the middle. Melbourne, they probably, I was going to say keep going up the middle. That's what they do best. Knock on Folau. It's just not clicking.
And they had them there. They had them for numbers. There was some great work on the inside. I don't know who works with the Melbourne Storm halves. But the footwork they used in and around the ruck created the space. And it was all execution as David Stagg. He's going to have a tough night. Has had a tough night. 8.5 minutes to go up against Israel Folau. And that's who this pass was intended for.
Nice play, Darius Boyd. He raced in. He put the pressure. He raced in on Folau. Really good decision. He followed Stagg in. If he stays out, Folau takes the ball and goes through. It's really smart play.
But they created the space.
Yeah, he was entitled to catch it, even allowing for the Boyd pressure. He was entitled to catch it. Brisbane now, with Hodges coming into first from the scrum. Give me the ball. Now Wallace, Carroll, significantly, another of the senior men. Give me the ball. Lockyer goes the dummy half, pushes Ennis away. Eastwood is tackled 40 metres out now from the Melbourne line. The Premiers, are they exiting? They're 2 behind. Denied what we thought was almost a history-making try. Wallace is squashed, then he bounces up again. and it's kicked down the ground by Sims. It's cleaned up by Slater. They come up on him quick. Parker made a good tackle.
And they've really struggled with their last tackle play. That's a poor one from Sims. That's not his job. They should have drove it in, got the ball to Lockyer, look for a repeat set of 6 or kick for pressure. The attack of the Broncos has put a lot of pressure on their defence, but at the moment, their defence is answering.
20-metre line for Melbourne. Interestingly, Wayne Bennett has not gone back to Joel Clinton's services, and I don't know that he's injured, but he hasn't been seen back since the 16th minute. He made a couple of mistakes, I know that, but I'm wondering whether Joel is injured or not, because he hasn't been sighted since minute 16. Cronk allowed to run for an inordinate amount of time. Now back on his 10. Denon Kemp. Johnson piles him down.
Dallas Johnson.
Hodges tackled by Guy. A tired tackle, a tired run. That's not so tired. Denon Kemp put away there by Jeremy Smith. Here's Carmichael Hunt trying to circle the wagons. He's tackled 8 metres his own side of halfway. Tackled by Crocker. They've had their moments in this game for an array of reasons, haven't they? Michael Crocker and Michael Ennis. Billy's almost in trouble. I've got news for you. Billy is in trouble. Yeah. He's tackled in goal.
Nearly a phenomenal effort.
Billy Slater just lost his footing. That was all the time that Melbourne, or should I say Brisbane, wanted to get him and nail him. And they did. They nailed him, but he wouldn't go down without a fight. He's kicked it out on the full! We are back live at Suncorp. What happened here? Melbourne have taken a quick line drop out. Their captain goes bang. And look at this. Look at this. It's out on the full presentation in front of the uprights for Brisbane.
I think they'll take the tap. They can win the game here, and they can at least dominate possession in the last 5 minutes. 2 points keeps the Melbourne Storm in this, yet they're going to take a tap.
Yeah.
They're going to try to ice the game.
2 points is no good to them. And Michael Ennis taking the tap. It's Peter Wallace short and away as it's creamed to Eastwood. Cameron Smith making the tackle. He would be devastated. Oh, he's raked that ball out and it's play on. So a little bit of redemption for the Melbourne captain after kicking it out from the line drop out on the full. There's the rake out. He doesn't knock on, it knocked backwards. It's 1-on-1. Here he is passing now for Jeff Lima, and Lima is tackled 25 metres away from the Melbourne line with 4 1/4 minutes to go, and the ball has gone to ground. Sims is embracing Eastwood.
And Greg Eastwood is the man tipped to take the spot of Tony Carroll, but he's off to England, of course. But that's why. They thought he would be the 13 for the Brisbane Broncos going forward. He is a hitman. Ken put on a big shot, and it was timely, let me tell you. 4 minutes to go in this game. Broncos with a scrum feed, 35 metres out.
50,466 at what you really have to call the home of rugby league these days.
Here we go, 4 to go.
I saw the father-in-law just take a little bit of movement in his seat there, Ben. He's starting to get a little bit edgy. The coach.
Right, keep your eye on Lockyer. This is his kind of situation. He's the key man. He'll get him home.
Carroll to play it. 28 away. Played back for Ennis. Now for Ashton Sims. And he's reeled over and put away by Sikamanu. Ennis. Wallace showed it then decided to take it ahead safely to the 10-metre line. A 2-point margin, 3.5 to go. Lockyer for Sims, who tries to hit and spin. He's taken down.
Got to get the ball in the in goal, Lockyer.
Here's Ennis. He passes. He had a decoy for Hennant. Hennant goes for the line. And Brisbane fancy they've scored. But it's check grounding from Shane Hayne for Big Ben Hennant.
Oh, boy. Nice pass, Michael Ennis. Benny Hennant just hit the gap. He gives Darius Boyd the little nod. He looks confident he might be playing poker on us. Let's have a look to win the game. No.
Well, he nodded to Darren Lockyer confidently, but I think he was playing poker.
And he's a man of God too.
Yes, he is. He's a
Oh, look at Wayne.
devout Mormon. I've never seen a more excited Wayne Bennett than that. Last tackle, I think. That should be turnover. If, in fact, it's held up in goal, there's nothing left on the tackle count. So they'll get another chance. No try, play the ball. It'll be play the ball, though, by Melbourne, if I'm reading it right.
They are. They're going to have to go the distance, so. They're going to have to go the distance.
They've got 90 metres to go, and they've got 3 minutes to go there.
It's the championship round.
So Jeff Lima towards the 20-metre line, his own end of the ground. Then for Cronk, now for Crocker, and Crocker is tackled. 27 metres out from his own line. Bennett versus Bellamy. Broncos versus Storm. At the moment, Broncos by 2. So they come to the right side. Inglis got involved. Cronk went away. Folau down the right side. Crocker backs up. He's tackled 12 metres into Bronco territory.
Boy, there's space on the left.
Smith, it's with Cronk. He steps inside 30. 5 tackles gone for Melbourne. And the timepiece, 2.25 minutes to go. It's gone away from Manu. Gone on to Lima. Gone on to Billy Slater. And Billy the kid can't handle. It's gone to ground. And it's gone over the dead ball line. Knock on. It'll be change over. Brisbane will play it 90 metres away from the try line at the other end.
Well,
but they don't care about that. They will just take an enormous amount of time with this set.
And if Slater has his time again, he catches and passes. He tries to show and go and play through the line. And the Broncos, they solve the problem. But the Storm will get one more shot.
Kemp plays it. Wallace passes. Parker taking the tackle of Melbourne, who shut him the way to the ground pretty quickly. Now it's with Sims and Ashton. He lost the ball, and Melbourne have got the ball with 1 minute and 20 to go. First tackle for Melbourne, 20 metres out to the left side for Geyer. Back to Blair, back to Jeremy Smith, now to Sika Manu. Manu driving, back to Crocker. Crocker's 5 metres out from the line. Crocker to play the ball. It's only the first tackle. The other was a 0. It's gone to Cronk. They've got numbers. It's gone to Greg Inglis. Inglis is over to score for Melbourne.
Unbelievable!
The Premiers are back. The Premiers have scored.
Oh, Rabbits.
This is just an amazing fight back. The crowd can't believe it. The Storm by 2 as the full-time siren is about to sound.
Oh, they've shown every bit of their championship qualities. They've pulled a run out of the hat. Unbelievable. Initially, I actually thought they went the wrong way.
Broncos have sunk to the ground all over the park. Melbourne celebrating. They know they've won it. Haynes given the try. The kick is to come. And here was the mistake. Ashton Sims hit by Folau and Manu. The hooter in the background, it went left side. They outnumbered them. The veteran Matty Geyer to the superstar Greg Inglis, the Barraville boomer. He scores.
Can you look at that? They've been under the pump for 79 minutes. And they pull a rabbit out of the hat. Unbelievable. They're celebrating. They were jumping all over themselves on the sideline. They can't believe it. The Broncos players cannot believe it. Ashton Sims is demoralised.
Inconsolable. Some of them distressed, devastated. The captain, what in the hell happened, might well be the chyron. Michael Ennis has pestered his way through it, created chaos and havoc, created mayhem. Tony Carroll will retire. Wayne Bennett will leave.
And Wayne Bennett, his reaction down the other end. Billy Slater's boot saved the day for the Melbourne Storm down the other end. They handed up. Wayne Bennett thought they were home, so did 50,000 Queenslanders, but the Storm live on.
The kick from Cameron Smith, purely academic. The final score sees Melbourne win the game in the final second by 16-14. They never saw leadership until the final hooter. They chased down Canberra in round 6, the only other time they were trailing ever this season. They ran Brisbane down, they chased them like a fugitive and got them on full time.
And it was billed as potentially the game of the season, and Rabbits has lived up to it.
I think you're right.
It has. It's just been, look at this. They can't believe it. They know. Hey, look, they know they got out of jail.
Well, you've got to feel for these people, these pictures that came just after Greg Inglis had plunged in to score a try almost on the same blade of grass that he was denied that try earlier tonight with the two batbacks from out of the field of play.
And Matty Geyer, geez, he held his composure well at the end there, showed all his experience. Now look at Ben Hannett, he can't believe it. The Broncos, well, they've just gotten up off the ground. Oh wow, what a game, eh?
Well, I can't believe I've seen two finishes the like of last Sunday and the like of tonight. Andrew Johns is down on the ground. Andrew.
Yeah, I'm with the Storm halfback Cooper Cronk, one of the greatest semi-finals we've seen. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it wasn't real smart, mate. We didn't play real well. Execution let us down, particularly in that first half. But we committed ourselves to doing what we do best, and that was a hell of a gutsy performance, mate.
Body language coming off at half-time didn't look good. What did Craig Bellamy say at half-time?
He basically just went to don't do anything that you wouldn't normally do. We've all got roles, and it contributes to the team performance. So don't go outside those boundaries. And we had some chances, and we didn't capitalise. But look, we were lucky to get away with that.
Cheers, mate. Well done. Good luck next week.
Well, Andrew, thank you for that. Cooper Cronk, thank you for that. Ben Ikin out on the field.
Yes, Rabs, I'm here with the Broncos skipper, a very forlorn man, Darren Lockyer, mate. That's heartbreaking.
Oh, mate, I don't think I've ever felt like that before.
You had it in your grasp, a late mistake and the Storm crossing the corner, but you've got to be proud of your troops. I mean, Storm are favourites this year. Everybody expects them to go through the GF easy, but your boys really turned up tonight.
Yeah, we turned up, mate. I lost for words, mate. Anyway, it's happened now. We just got to move on.
Look, mate, get back with the team. Back to you, Joey.
Well, I'm here with the superstar, Greg Inglis. Greggy, talk us through that last try.
Mate, it was just lucky that Seiko Manu caused a mistake and, just got on the end of that. So, it was a tough game. We didn't complete our sets. Broncos all over us, but lucky enough we got out of jail and survived another week.
Now you got the Sharks next week. Areas you need to improve.
Oh, definitely areas, mate. I think that's what probably caused us to lose last week against the Warriors. But back to the drawing board. Got to do what we got to do, and hopefully we get to the big one.
Now, two tough games. Warriors now tonight. How's he going to come up next week?
I think hopefully we'll come up with trumps, but can't underestimate the Sharks. They deserve to be there, and it'll be a tough encounter once again.
Cheers. Good luck, Greg.
Thanks, Charlie.
He hits it. He's got it.